So you guys said you also wanted to see the fails, and here's a really big one. As you can see, the fox from last time kind of bled through because I didn't put my protective sheet in the right place. So I figured I'd do just a really quick fix to cover it up and still use the page because I didn't want any kind of just nothing pages in this sketchbook. And this is another one that I did while I was streaming on Discord, so it's not the best quality. And the whole thing itself is just not super great. The cat especially turned out so bad. I was actually just kind of fed up with the whole thing. I didn't put hardly any effort into it, but I just really wanted to cover up that fox. So I figured I haven't really used these paint markers for very much. I did a couple of really small things with them, so I decided I was going to do a great big thing. And oh boy, I had such an issue with this because these things ran out of paint so quickly. And they are refillable. It is something that I can make my own refill paint for them fairly easily. I just haven't done that. I didn't really have the time to do it. And of course, when you do that, you're not going to get something very consistent. So I had to really try to make the paint that was in the marker go as far as possible. And I don't think it's super meant to be used on paper. It obviously can be used on paper, but especially on this really cheap sketchbook paper, it just really didn't work. And it's kind of a nightmare and a disaster, but oh well. Anyway, I have decided to relaunch my Patreon, which I haven't really been promoting it too much lately because it is still in the relaunch stages, so there's not a whole lot up there. I completely took everything down because I wanted to restructure the organization. I've put a few things back up, not much, and I sent out letters to everyone who still had a pledge, kind of reminding you that, hey, just because I shut it down doesn't actually mean that your pledge went away, which is really irritating because Patreon used to have a way to delete pledges, but apparently I can't do that. That's actually what I would like to do so that people don't suddenly realize when they look at their bank statement. But I've tried to make sure through several avenues that people have been notified. So if this is the first that you're hearing about it, you might want to make sure that everything is up to date on your end. There's only one tier now. I decided that instead of having multiple tiers, trying to split everything up based on pledge levels, I'm just going to go with a single one. So there is one $10 tier where you will get all of the downloads, any resources, assets, patterns, anything that I put up, you will get the downloads for those. There is also the option to pledge less than $10 at any amount, $1 and up. You can get access to the photos of the artwork, the whips, anything like that that's just purely visual, you'll get those. So if you haven't checked that out, I'll make sure that it is linked down below so you can get that. Go see what we've got up there. Not really sure exactly what to expect because, like I said, it is brand new. But I know that it's going to be a huge hodgepodge of just about everything with fiction, art, crafts, just kind of whatever comes out of my workroom is going to be going up on the Patreon. So go ahead and check that out if you are interested in either getting some goodies or just supporting me. That would be super cool, super helpful, and I appreciate that. So with this, getting back to the artwork, since some interesting stuff has happened, I was trying to give some definition and some kind of detail to this moon by layering a gold marker on top of the yellow one and then just kind of smudging it out. And at first I really wasn't sure if it was going to work because this paint does not move around at all once it's down on the paper. It gets very sticky very quickly, and once it's down, it's almost dry. It dries so fast, and I think it's just because of how much water is in the paint. So I was trying real hard, and at first I didn't want to mess up the cat, so I was trying to work around the cat, but I realized that just wasn't going to look good, so I wound up smudging over the cat. I have some liquid mask, but I didn't want to put the time into using it, so I figured whatever, I'll just smudge over the cat and then paint over him again. Which, I did that with the black ones, and I've got a bunch of black markers, so I wasn't as worried about running out with the black as I was with the yellow, because if I ran out with the black, I've got about 800 more. I don't know why I have so many black paint markers, that they must have all come in a set. But this is not my best piece, but it was kind of a salvage piece, and there's a couple of these that wound up happening, where I was trying to just do different things and experiment with different supplies that I had, and it really wasn't working. This one, I think if the cat didn't look so damn derpy, it would have looked fine, but I just really wanted to get it done. I didn't use any references, which I totally should have. He just wound up really skinny, and I didn't like that. I was kind of going for like this spooked kitty with an arched back, and it didn't happen, but it's at least a page that has something in it and wasn't completely just a screw up from leaked pen, from leaked marker from before. So here it is. You guys wanted to see some fails, so here's a fail. Not a very good fail. I think the next one might also be a fail. I can't remember. I did 3 pieces during this stream and remember being very frustrated because it wasn't streaming very well, since I was also trying to record at the same time. Nothing that I was using was really working, and I didn't like how anything turned out. So the next video you see will probably be on this same level of bad. So look forward to that. But I've got a whole bunch coming up that are not bad. So once we get through the fails, we will have more stuff to look at. But here's a kitty. He was quite early for Halloween. Now he's a little bit late for it, but stuff is getting posted very slowly. I think I'm going to go to a weekly schedule. So look forward to videos next week.